Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
We met with current and former leadership in the city of Marion about all the issues they're dealing with in their government and why the city doesn't have any leadership right now. Coming up on the Nightbeat.
If you have friends, a family who are vacationing along our coast, it might be a great idea for you to text them, call them, or email them and ask them to pay attention to the weather over the next couple of days.
First, we begin with Beryl. All eyes are on the tropical storm tonight as we wait to see what exactly it will bring to the Texas coastal bend this weekend. Governor Abbott is out of the country, so today, Acting Governor Dan Patrick issued disaster declarations ahead of her landfall, including right here in Bexar County. It's a move made out of an abundance of caution, and right now, the storm is moving into the Gulf of Mexico. Earlier video from the Yucatan Peninsula shows Beryl unloading heavy rain and wind gusts. Tonight, there's still lots of questions here at home about what the storm is going to look like in Texas as it continues to move north. All right, Mia, when will we have a better idea of what to expect?
Well, Daniela, we're starting to get some better data in right now, and we'll even have a more clearer picture as we look ahead to the upcoming weekend. We just got a brand new update in from the National Hurricane Center, though. At the top of the hour, Beryl, now a tropical storm, is emerging over the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico. It is expected to work its way farther up to the northwest throughout the upcoming weekend. By tomorrow evening, still a tropical storm, but notice as it starts to approach deep South Texas, now it is expected to take more of a northward turn. So more time over the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico would give it more time to strengthen, potentially back into a hurricane before making landfall. With this shift in the northerly track of Beryl projected by Monday morning, it now could make landfall a bit more north than what was previously expected near the Corpus Christi, Matagorda Bay area before working its way farther up to the north as well as the east, weakening as it moves inland. Notice this forecast track, though, compared to what we were looking at this time yesterday. It is now east of San Antonio, and that is important because that exact path is going to make or break rain chances here locally for what we could see in the Alamo City. If that comes to pass and the center of circulation now moves east of San Antonio, unfortunately, that would mean lower rainfall totals for us by the time all is said and done. A sharp rain gradient from one side of the area to the other, much lower totals farther west, higher totals painted across our far eastern counties. Again, this weekend, we will continue to get a better picture of what this system looks like for us here in South Central Texas. I just wanted to prepare you for that possibility if this eastward track continues to play out. Now, KSAT will be with you before, during, and after Beryl makes landfall here in Texas, and that includes live coverage straight from the coast with KSAT meteorologist Justin Horn starting tomorrow. And tracking Tropical Storm Beryl is the KSAT Weather Authority's top priority over the coming days. So to stay up to date on all things Beryl, follow along on air and online at KSAT.com. You can also scan that QR code right there on your screen. It takes you directly to the KSAT Weather Authority's updates on this tropical storm.
And as our crews get ready to bring you coverage from the Texas coastal bend, San Antonio's local nonprofits, they're set to go as well to help out if or when they're needed. So on Monday, the Salvation Army is sending units from both San Antonio and New Braunfels, and the San Antonio Food Bank is also stocked up and ready to help.
You'll have mix of dry goods, pastas, rice, beans. I would say probably dry goods and water is always impacted. Those are typically the two most important. As the water recedes and we have access to some of those areas.
Along with food and water, the food bank also has hygiene products on hand to send out in the event of an emergency. To other news now, several people, including 2 kids, they're recovering in the hospital tonight after a scary accident. It involved multiple vehicles on the city's east side, happened around 3:30 this afternoon at North Foster Road and FM 1346. Tonight, we know at least one driver, an adult man in his 30s, is in serious condition. Police tell us another driver, the one who caused the crash, well, they could be facing intoxication charges. We're working to get new information about this, and we'll update you with what we learn. The city of Marion is without leadership. Its city council hasn't met in over 4 months. Just yesterday, we told you about 2 people resigning from the city of Marion, the mayor and the secretary. Tonight, the night team Zaria Oates sits down with the now former secretary who admits she's the reason there's no city council.
Two positions that are vital to Marion city government functioning properly are now vacant. One being the mayor's seat. Voters elected Daniel H. Loyola in November 2023. He resigned July 1st after just 6 months in office. The other was former Secretary Suzanne Gonzalez. She resigned from her appointed seat on July 2nd.
Because my position is the only one in City Hall who's running things. I wear many hats. There were 62 different major job responsibilities. So I was city secretary, bookkeeper, you could say city manager in a sense.
Gonzalez says she didn't know Loyola was going to resign.
But when he did, I felt that there was going to be more pressure and more attacks lashing out, if you will, towards me. And I can't let someone bully me.
There's a lot of finger pointing, a lot of going back and forth, and I was like, the citizens don't need this. They really don't.
Since there's nobody else, Mayor Pro Tem Abigail Mayberry is now responsible for the mayor's duties. She says many of the issues within the city government got worse when former Secretary Gonzalez did not file paperwork properly. It's why the city couldn't have an election in May. This means Marion currently does not have a city council.
That is a failure on my part, and I've taken responsibility for that. Immediately upon realizing that I made that mistake, I reached out to our mayor, I reached out to our city attorney, and the voter's office in Guadalupe County. So I wasn't trying to hide anything. It was certainly non-intentional.
So the city is expected to be without a mayor and without a city council for months.
And there won't be an election until November unless the governor would call a state of emergency.
And no one currently employed by the city of Marion actually has access to sign any checks. These documents from Marion State Bank show that the only two people on the city accounts are the two people who just resigned. So we asked Gonzalez what her advice to voters would be.
Gather your questions and make them very, very specific about what you're asking for, and start requesting open records request. That's the best advice I can give them at this point in time.
Zaria Oates, KSAT 12 News.
Tonight, still lots of questions and concerns tonight over yesterday's shark attacks in South Padre Island. A total of 4 people were injured by the same shark on what was supposed to be a fun 4th of July on the beach. Now here's that video of the shark from Texas DPS that we brought you last night. After the attacks, the shark swam back out into open water. It's an incident that's sounding the alarm in other coastal towns around the country.
And once you're at that beach, use caution. Don't go out too deep, stay shallow. Don't go in over your waist.
The shark attack in South Padre Island is a story we're going to continue to follow for you. So head to KSAT.com and look for this article for the latest information. And we want to hear from you. Yesterday, we asked if the recent shark attack has made you change any beach plans that you might have had. Lots of you answered. Right now, it looks like 58% say yes, 42% say no. To vote on that poll, you just head online to ksat.com/poll.
Let me ask you a tougher, more personal question. Are you sure you're being honest with yourself when you say you have the mental and physical capacity to serve another 4 years?
Yes, I am, because, George, the last thing I want to do is not be able to meet that.
But are you being honest with yourself as well about your ability to defeat Donald Trump right now?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
President Joe Biden sitting down tonight for the first interview since his disastrous debate performance last week against former President Donald Trump. The president appeared to lose his train of thought during that debate. And in tonight's ABC News exclusive interview with George Stephanopoulos, the president says his poor performance was a result of a bad night and not a sign of a health condition.
It was a bad episode. No indication of any serious condition. I was exhausted. I didn't listen to my instincts in terms of preparing, and I had a bad night.
Despite some calls within his own party for him to step aside, President Biden has maintained that he will not drop out of the race. Looking ahead, a San Antonio police officer assigned to Chief William McManus's executive protection detail is accused of exchanging sexually explicit text messages with a woman while on duty. KSAT investigates the path of personal destruction caused by the text messages and the legal issues facing the man who reported the officer to police. That's Tuesday on the Nightbeat.
One high school team has the chance to dance in New York City on Thanksgiving Day. So coming up tonight on the Nightbeat, what their fundraising efforts look like this summer so these girls can dance at the Big Apple.
Now to a recall alert we want to let you know about. It impacts around 30,000 Ford Mustangs that may have steering issues. So if you have a Mustang for model years 2022 and 2023, it needs to be checked out to make sure there's no defect. The steering problem could cause the car to turn on its own. So far, Ford says there are no reports of any accidents or injuries related to that problem. Owners can ask their Ford dealer about scheduling a free software update to fix that issue. Independence Day is in the books, and the Bexar County Fire Marshal's office has released its 4th of July celebration. The activity report says that there was a decrease in firework-related fires. There were 49 last year and 35 this year. There were nearly 900 calls to 911 and about the same number for the non-emergency line. Officials tell us there were 3 traumatic injuries involving fireworks, including a child who was taken to the hospital with a facial injury. Well, school's out for the summer, but the training season has only just started for the Bracken Eaglettes. The high school dance team has an invite to perform in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade later this year, but they tell the Night Team's Avery Everett they still need to raise money to make it happen.
1, 3.
Every step is synchronized for the Bracken Ridge Eaglettes. This high school dance team trains for hours, even in the off season. But practice makes perfect, and perfect makes performances like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade a possibility.
This is really crazy, and I really am hopeful to make it happen for them.
The Eaglettes earned an invitation to perform with Spirit of America this November. That invitation came with their grand champion title win this spring with Showtime International.
What would an opportunity like this mean for your team and for your girls?
Some of them haven't even been on an airplane.
It would just be an awesome opportunity, especially for some of our other teammates who haven't been able to leave the state, to just grow and just to see other things in life.
So far, the team has raised about $5,000, but booster parents say they need to secure more than $40,000 by September 1st.
Who knows if they'll ever get that chance again in their life to go that far and then be in something as amazing as that parade.
Right now, this is just a possibility, but it is proof of this dance team's dedication.
I see them more than my own family. Yes, I wake up immediately, I come here.
Before summer rolls into a new school year, the Bracken Ridge Eaglettes say every step is strategic to get this team in New York City on Thanksgiving Day. Avery Everett,
last time.
KSAT 12 News.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
They are so talented. Hopefully they get that support from the community to make that happen.
What a cool opportunity. Yeah. A lot of talent there, yes.
Plus, it's iconic to be in New York City on Thanksgiving. I mean, could you imagine anything better?
That's the dream, isn't it? And for all of them to do it together, what an awesome life experience, a story that they would be able to tell. Yep, good luck. We're rooting for them. Well, Daniela, we've got a lot to talk about, obviously, when it comes to the forecast. A few isolated chances for rain in store this weekend, specifically tomorrow afternoon and evening. We've got about a 30% potential to find some of that, thanks to a little boundary draped across portions of south central Texas. Another 30% potential into the back half of the weekend's plans on Sunday, and then we'll bump that up to a 50% chance on Monday, but that is ultimately going to depend on the path that what is right now Tropical Storm Beryl takes as it works its way closer to the Texas coastline and then works its way farther inland into early next week. So let's talk all about it. Right now, area of high pressure over the deep south. That's also what's going to help steer Beryl through the western Gulf of Mexico over the next couple of days. Low pressure system approaching the Great Lakes region that has a weak cool front attached to it that was able to dip its toes into the Lone Star State today. That also helped spark up a few isolated showers and storms across portions of the hill country and the southern Edwards Plateau this evening. The remaining activity continues to fizzle out, specifically over Valverde County, well to the north of Del Rio. Most of us going to be pretty quiet through the over overnight hours. Your Saturday is going to start off quiet as well, but in between about 2 p.m. to 8 p.m., that's when we have that 30% chance to find a few more isolated showers and storms. It's not going to be for everybody tomorrow, but it wouldn't hurt to keep your eye to the sky if you are planning to head out during that time frame. Again, another 30% chance into the back half of the weekend, all as we monitor Beryl as it makes its way closer to the Lone Star State. So let's talk about that system. As we mentioned at the top of the newscast, it is now moving into the western Gulf of Mexico. Plenty of warm water to work with there. It was a hurricane when it made landfall on the Yucatan Peninsula earlier this morning, but thanks to that system's interaction with the landmass, it has weakened significantly into that tropical storm status. Winds as of the 10 p.m. updated from the National Hurricane Center down to 60 miles per hour. It's moving farther up to the west-northwest at about 13 miles per hour. Here's the latest look at where exactly this storm could track. Again, it is expected now to make landfall potentially closer to the Corpus Christi, Matagorda Bay area early Monday morning. And notice here the consensus with most of the models suggests that the center of that system will now pass east of San Antonio in between our area and Houston. If that happens, unfortunately, that means for us here in the Alamo City and even more so across our far western counties, areas that need the rain the most, it just means that those rain totals are likely not going to be as impressive. For those, however, that do find themselves near or east of the center of this storm, you can expect times of gusty winds throughout the day on Monday. No hail expected, but an isolated spin up certainly will be possible. That's something we'll need to monitor throughout Monday. And again, the biggest thing that's going to impact our area is that larger rainfall gradient, with the lower totals farther west and the higher totals farther east, especially closer to the Gulf Coast. This is still an evolving situation. A slight wobble in Beryl's track, certainly still possible as it makes its way through the Gulf of Mexico. A matter of miles could determine who gets more of the impressive rain and who doesn't here locally. So keep checking back. A hurricane watch, though, has been issued near Galveston all the way down to Brownsville in anticipation of Beryl working its way closer to Texas. So again, something to keep track on. We will, of course, keep you posted throughout the upcoming weekend as we get even better data in. Until then, Daniela, starting off tomorrow, upper 70s. We're still going to be hot into the afternoon, around 97 degrees, that forecast high temperature. Let's take a look outside with live cam this Friday night. Temperatures in the upper 80s and low 90s. It still is pretty warm and muggy out there for those that are staying out to kick off the weekend's plans.
All right, Mia, thank you. Well, Mary joins us now in studio. So I know the Olympics are just a couple weeks away. Are we expecting to see another dream team?
Yes, honestly, in my opinion, I think this year we have a really good shot of that, except for the fact that the U.S. is also facing one of the toughest fields to date. The U.S. men's basketball team has arrived in Las Vegas. We'll get you caught up to date after the break. Plus, we introduce you to Aki Epenisa, Tonga's first female boxer in the Olympics, living right here in San Antonio.
Go across these waters and we go play, we got to be a no excuse team. What I mean is it's going to be us against the world, and we got to look at it that way. We can't blame the refs, we can't blame the crowd, we can't blame anything else on anybody. You know, we in a position right now where we control our own destiny, and I know I'm guilty of this sometimes. I sit at home and say, if I had Dwight Howard on my team, or if I had Carlos Boozer on my team, or if I had Chris Paul as my point guard, I'd win an NBA championship. So what's my excuse now?
The 2008 Redeem Team won gold that year. Now, 16 years later, Team USA eyes its 5th straight gold medal in big board sports. There's no doubt this year that the U.S. is setting its best possible roster to the 2024 Paris Olympics. LeBron James is back on the Olympic team since 2012. Meanwhile, Kevin Durant is looking for a record 4th basketball gold. The team has assembled in Las Vegas for training camp. Then they'll embark on exhibitions in first Vegas, then Abu Dhabi and London. Those friendlies will be crucial opportunities for the U.S. to prepare to face one of the most competitive fields ever and figure out a starting 5.
I'm guessing that all 12 players on this roster will be in the Hall of Fame someday. So how do you pick 5 out of 12? The idea is you find combinations that click, and you find two-way lineups that can be effective at both ends. So our big job in Las Vegas is to find 5-man combinations that fit, and to just ask all 12 guys to fully commit to the goal of winning a gold medal, no matter what it looks like, no matter who's playing.
Should be very interesting. All right, one star boxer right here in San Antonio will be in the Paris Olympics, representing Tonga as their first ever female Olympic boxer. Our Nick Mantis shares Aki Epinisa's story.
The pops of the pads heard at Pure Technique Boxing Gym are about to get a lot louder in Paris for the 2024 Olympics. Aki Epinisa will represent Tonga as the country's first ever female Olympic boxer. And when she heard the news that she was going to be making history,
it was just so surreal, because initially I thought that, my journey had came to an end. Little did I know, destiny had another path for me. When I found out, I was just in disbelief and just excited, overwhelmed. And given that I am Tongan, Samoan, and descendant of Fijian, I just feel honored and proud. Not too many of us make it out there to the world stage, and I'm just so excited to carry the pride of our people on, to France.
Most reporters, when they do a boxing story, want to step in the ring with a boxer. You're crazy if you think I'm doing that. Because what's important about this story is the impact that hockey is going to have on young girls who look just like her.
I take my training so seriously because I know a lot of youths are looking up to me. Some young islander kid in the islands of Tonga, Samoa, Fiji, Solomon Islands could be watching me, and you know what? Whether it's boxing or something else they want to pursue, and if they want to put their heart into, I hope they see me and they want to go after their dreams and their goals.
Nick Mantis, KSAT 12 Sports.
Such a special story. All right, after the break, the latest from the knockout stage of Copa America.
Saved! Saved again!
Goalkeeper Emi Martinez was the hero for Argentina last night as Argentina reached the Copa America semifinals with a 4-2 penalty shootout over Ecuador following a 1-1 draw. Argentina led for most of the match in Houston, Texas, until Ecuador found an equalizer in stoppage time. The match went straight to penalties. That's where Martinez had 2 massive saves en route to victory. Argentina will face the winner of Canada and Venezuela, and it's Canada who strikes first. Jacob Schaffelberg pokes the ball home from close range for the 1-0 advantage. Near the hour mark, Venezuela's Solomon Rondon lofts it and puts it down on the goal line and in. This right here is a wild goal. And this game went to a penalty shootout as well, and that's where Canada won 4-3 on penalties. So our first Copa matchup is set. And hey, by the way, tune into IR this Sunday. We'll have a full recap of the Spurs Summer League action.
Right, a lot to look forward to, Mary.
Yes.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
All right, we'll be monitoring for a few isolated showers to a stray storm, especially tomorrow evening. And then once again into Sunday, all as we keep eyes on Beryl, the latest on all of our platforms into the weekend.
Well, that does it for the Nightbeat. Don't forget to tune in to Good Morning San Antonio tomorrow morning.